Pérez, starting with Edgar Ramirez. Adriana Paz. Our wonderful Spanish language interpreter, Cordelia Montes. Karla Sofía Gascón. Selena Gomez. Wonderful French language interpreter, Emilia Pérez. Jacques Audiard. And Zoe Saldaña. Team Emilia Pérez, give them another round. Thank you.
Merci.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you all for being here and for this wonderfully bold and utterly unclassifiable movie. Jacques, I'll start with you. You've made many crime thrillers. You've made many movies about characters who reinvent themselves, whether it's A Prophet or Dipan, or one of your earliest features, A Self-Made Hero. Even so, nothing really prepares us in your work for Emilia Pérez. And can you talk about just how you came to this story? I know you mentioned the book. So at one point I understand going to be an opera. Take us on that journey to the screen.
On a jusqu'à quand? On a combien de temps?
How much time do we have?
20 minutes, 20 minutes.
En fait, ça s'est fait très vite. C'est pas du tout très vite, ça a duré 4 ans. Et en fait, c'est un personnage dans un chapitre d'un roman qui n'était pas développé par la suite. Et j'ai eu l'idée de le développer moi. Et en fait, ça m'est apparu dans un premier temps sous forme d'un livret d'opéra. C'était en 4 actes. Voilà. Et voilà, c'est tout. Après, pourquoi ça m'est venu comme ça, je suis incapable de vous le dire.
So it happened very quickly. Well, not at all. It took 4 years. And it was a character in one chapter in a novel that in the book was not developed, and I decided to fully develop it. At first, it came to me as an idea for a libretto for an opera for 4 acts. But then why it turned out to be the way it is, I'm totally incapable of telling you why.
Well, the movie works, and it would not work without these superb performers, and especially without Karla in the lead role. And how did you find Karla Sofía Gascón? And Karla, I'll bring you in here as well, too. What was your reaction on reading this material and being offered this role?
Non, la question, c'est pour moi.
But the question, is it for me or for Karla?
For both. I'll start with you, Jacques.
Si c'est moi, la question est mal posée.
Because if it's for me, the question was not asked the right way.
C'est Karla Sofía qui m'a trouvé.
Because it's actually Karla Sofía that found me.
C'est Zoé qui m'a trouvé.
And it's Zoe who found me.
Karla, you want to tell us about that? Both of you and Zoe.
I not found anybody. No. Para mí, bueno, ha sido un camino maravilloso en encontrar a todo este equipo tan impresionante, empezando por Zoe, por Jacques, por Selena, por Adriana, Edgar. La vida a veces pone personas que tienen que estar en el camino, y creo que en esta ocasión nos ha juntado a todas unas personas maravillosas que lo único que necesitaban era crear y hacer algo impresionante para todos nosotros, para este mundo. Y nos ha juntado para daros, o para dar al público que nos ve, toda el alma y toda la emoción y todo el amor que hay dentro de nosotras. Creo que la vida junta a las buenas personas y a las malas en muchos momentos, y en esta ocasión ha juntado a tantas personas tan bonitas para hacer esta película juntas, tan maravillosa, que estoy tan agradecida de ello. Maybe it's not the same.
It's been a really wonderful road, and it's been really incredible to find this team: Zoe, Jacques, Selena, Edgar, Adriana. I think life has a way of putting the right people in your path, and I feel like in this time it brought the right people together. It brought this wonderful team that all we wanted to do was create and to do something incredible, to do something impressive for the world. It brought us together, and to bring out all of the love that we have inside. I think life brings together sometimes good people, sometimes bad people, and this time I'm so grateful that it brought us together.
So you pull off such a tremendous juggling act in this movie. You were acting, singing, dancing, speaking predominantly in Spanish. Can you talk about just taking on such a rich and demanding showcase for your talents, and what else drew you to the part?
It was scary because these were elements of myself that I grew up doing. I grew up as a child dancing ballet, and then as a New Yorker performing in a musical theater and doing all those things. But the moment my path led me down to Hollywood, those parts of me I almost feel like became completely dormant. When Jacques Audiard my name was put forth on his table and we met, the way that he described this project, I didn't even feel worthy of it. I'm like, these are the kind of projects that you go and you watch masters do, you know, with Jacques. But throughout endless conversations via Zoom, which was a great buffer, because had I met him in person, I would have totally, sunk that audition. But via Zoom, it just gave us this ability to kind of like just be myself and listen to the story. And he did describe it as an opera, but in the bones of it were these women, primarily Emilia, and they were on this journey to find their own authentic freedom. And I like the fact that it was dressed in this reality that was so alien to me and yet so familiar. So I jumped at the challenge. The challenge became the scariest element, but then at the end, that challenge became the gift. I was able to reconnect with parts of myself that I had lost along the way, and to be challenged as an artist with more parts of me that I knew for years that I have so much more to give. I'm constantly evolving. I'm nothing but a work in progress. I'm so proud that I was a part of his story, because there's something really beautiful about shooting it. There were moments in which I would come to him and ask him questions, and he would, his thing was like, let's just find it, and if you don't know it, like, just feel it, and let's just find it. And that's the thing about Emilia. It's not about what we know as much as it is about what we feel when we watch it. Mm-hmm. And what you feel is love and exhilaration and wonder and mercy for characters that are unredeemable. And yet, he delivers from the beginning until the end a person that deserves a chance at love and freedom. And that to me was remarkable, and I saw that very early on.
of the most moving things about the movie is the evolution of Rita and Emilia's relationship from this point of menace and danger to a place of near total trust and understanding. And can you talk a little bit about what it was like bringing that, those scenes of kind of charting this subtle change in the relationship? And I'll ask it to Karla in a different way too. You want to go first, Zoe?
Well, the relationship with between Rita and Emilia. As Emilia past and also Emilia present, represented everything that Rita wanted. But Rita doesn't even have an ounce of the courage that Emilia has. She wishes, and just being close to her gives her that ounce of freedom that probably brings her close to her manifesting it for herself. But Emilia scares the living lights out of Rita. Not because she's dangerous. At first, yes, we think that it was because she was dangerous. Actually, it was because she was courageous. And my relationship with Karla was pretty similar. I feel like I met Karla the summer before we started shooting, and then I met Karla at the wrap party. Everything in between, I got to see this volcanic artist just bring together two people at once. And I saw this woman dig into her life and take the most important elements of herself and share them with Emilia. And that was remarkable. But standing next to that force of nature was sometimes scary. But there's respect and absolute admiration for Karla, and the same thing for Emilia. They're incredible characters.
She's my friend. Mi relación con Zoe es maravillosa. Creo que hemos tenido exactamente la misma relación que con Emilia y con Rita. Hemos pasado del miedo al amor, ¿verdad? Ha sido maravilloso, un camino increíble que nos ha llevado hasta aquí, hasta estar en Nueva York, en un lugar impresionante, después de estar filmando una película en París, que podía haber sido algo que hubiera salido fatal realmente, y estamos aquí en una de las ciudades, en la ciudad más importante del mundo, creo, con un público maravilloso, presentando una película que es increíble. Creo que todas nosotras, todos nosotros hemos dado lo mejor que teníamos dentro. Hemos sufrido muchísimo para hacer esta película, cada quien en su parte de trabajo. Zoe creo que es la mujer, la actriz más estricta en su trabajo que hay, la persona que más se toma en serio su profesión, y es una maravilla. Obviamente Selena, yo tengo una relación muy especial con ella porque la adoro. Adriana, Edgar, toda la gente que ha trabajado con nosotros, este señor que no sabemos qué hace aquí, es increíble. Ha sido un grupo de personas de verdad que ha sido un camino tan bonito. Yo lo he visto siempre y lo he vivido como si fuéramos una familia, en la que hay momentos que son terribles y hay momentos que son maravillosos, pero que han servido solamente para hacer crecer este proyecto y para llevarnos hasta donde estamos aquí ahora y hasta donde creo que vamos a llegar, que es a tocar el alma de muchas personas en este mundo, porque creo, el mayor sentido de esta película es el mensaje que lleva a todos nosotros. Y no me quiero repetir con lo que dije en Cannes, sino que creo de verdad que todo esto que está pasando con Emilia Pérez ha traspasado la pantalla y lo va a traspasar y está tocando los corazones de mucha gente. Y a mí, que no me gusta hablar del bien y el mal, pero sí que creo que hay una especie de lucha constante entre esa oscuridad y esa luz que tenemos los seres humanos, y esta película viene a aportar una luz tan grande como, os digo una cosa, hace 2 días Yo vine a Nueva York y estaba lloviendo, y hoy ha salido el sol. But why? Because it's not the same.
Traducción.
I have an absolutely wonderful relationship with Zoe. It's similar to a relationship that Emilia and Rita had. It's a relationship that went from fear to love. And it's really been an incredible path that this film was able to bring us here. After filming in Paris, to be here in the most important city in the world, sharing this with this wonderful audience. I really think that we have given the best of ourselves. We have all given the best of ourselves into this film, and we all struggled in our own ways to make this happen. I have to say that Zoe is probably the strictest art actress that I have met. She's so strict in her work. She takes her work so seriously. She's really wonderful, and I have my special relationship with Selena as well, Adriana, Edgar. This sir right here, I don't even know why he's here. It's really been a wonderful group of people, and it's been a beautiful path that we've embarked upon together. I really lived this as if we were a family. Sometimes it's terrible, and sometimes it's absolutely wonderful. But I think we have made this project grow. It has brought us here, and it's going to bring us even further. I think the most important thing for me with this film is its message. It's a film that goes beyond the screen, that touches hearts. And I don't like to think about good and evil, but I do think that there's this kind of fight between light and darkness, and this film is bringing so much light into the world. I'll tell you something else. When I arrived, it was raining. And today the sun is shining.
Selena, you've worked with some terrific, adventurous filmmakers in your acting career, from Harmony Korine to Jim Jarmusch to now Jacques Audiard, among others. What was it like? How did you and Jacques get connected, and what drew you to the role of Jessica?
To be honest, I feel like acting has always been something I've been truly passionate about. Personally, it's my favorite thing in the world. To have incredible filmmakers believe in me is really special. All of the parts that I have been able to do, I've earned. I auditioned in front of them, and I was terrified. It was amazing, but I think that's what I would love my career to be like. I would be honored to sit with him and create beautiful movies. I don't know how to explain it. I love real film, and it just feels like I finally get to do the things that I've dreamed of always doing since I was a little girl, and this was a dream come true for me because it was just a special project to be a part of.
Je peux dire quelque chose?
Can I add one thing?
C'est que, oui, on a fait des auditions, Selena, mais je l'ai aimée au premier coup d'œil à New York un matin dans un café.
We did do some auditions with Selena, but I fell in love with her at first sight one morning in a cafe in New York.
C'était déjà fait.
It was a done deal back then.
Après, c'est juste du travail.
After that, you just get to work. That's it.
Comme pour tout le monde.
Just like with everybody else.
Adriana and Edgar, I want to bring you both in too. You've both been acting for some time, and you're both remarkable in this movie. And adding some, when we see Emilia falling in love with Epifania, when we see Gustavo, who brings this note of violence and looms ever larger, especially toward the end of the movie. What were your discussions with Jacques Audiard like in discussing your roles Was there a big difference in terms of along the way?
I don't remember. No.
I can't remember.
I think it was about that what you see is not what it really is, you know? That at the beginning that maybe you're gonna believe that Epiphany is gonna kill Emilia or something like that, and then you're gonna discover that it's way the opposite, that it's like kind of light for Emilia. And I was so nervous for this scene because I had to make a journey like, okay, it's the opposite. Like if you find out that your husband has died, it's like you're gonna cry because you're sad, and then everything was like the opposite. So my mind was like, okay, this is what it should be, but I have to do the opposite, but then the other thing, and then right. So it was so challenging, I must say. Yes, I remember one thing. One day before my scene, I started in the movie. He called me and he told me like, can we meet and have a coffee? And I was like, okay, because I have something to tell you. And I was like, oh my God. And then we met and he told me like, okay, Adriana, you are so dramatic. You are like super dramatic actress, and I'm finding kind of comedy in all this world with Zoe, with Selena, with Karla, so I need you to find your comedy. And I was like, okay, it's tomorrow. And it's true, I'm so dramatic, and I feel so good in drama, but I was like, okay, I have to find my comedy. And that's what I tried to do. And it was funny too. And I like challenges because it gives you to know that the difficult things makes you grow. And I'm so grateful to be here and be with him. He is a very kind director, and all these guys. I mean, it could be like, oh, she's gonna say the same, but no, it's true. They're so nice. They are all so nice. I saw the movie for the second time tonight, and I was like, oh, I'm so proud to be part of this great project.
Edgar, I'll end with you. Did any surprises that Jacques sprung on you in the end? Or?
The whole thing was a surprise. The whole thing. I mean, from the invitation to be part of this wonderful film, to the performance, and I mean, it was a happening. This was a happening. I mean, of course, the ladies. I mean, they had to record all the songs, and I guess that there was a little bit of structure there. But I think that one of the wonders of working with someone like Jacques, who's so curious and so compassionate, is the enormous amount of freedom that you feel as an actor. There's never a wrong choice. It's just another choice. And then you try to do it, and together we discover what might be, because in the end, I mean, that's what I think, in my opinion, what a great director does. The movies take on their own form as you shoot them, and then as you cut them. So the more choices and the more possibilities that you have, the better. Of course, there isn't a structure, but for sure, we always had a very big, very fruitful, very warm environment to create, and there were a lot of things that we know that went on. I mean, for example, the musical number between Selena's character and mine was not on the script. It was something that came out during the process, and suddenly it's like, okay, now I want you to dance, and I want you to have this number, and all of that. So that's why I would come to set just ready, dressed, and that's it. And then ready for the magic to happen.
Well, congratulations to you all on taking this bold leap.